Hi, so I ran a bunch of errands today and did a little bit of a little shopping haul. So I'm going to show you what I bought for clothes. They're very spring, summer, even though the temperature drops back down to the 40s this week, but you know how it goes. If you wait, you don't find it later. So I know one thing that really shocks people about my clothes if they ask, or let me step back up. One thing they always assume is that because I have, is that it's all expensive. Because I may have a luxury bag or luxury jewelry or, shoes or even clothes. They assume all my clothes are luxury, or they'll know I just came back from Italy and I'll have found something in really good high quality in a small little Italian boutique. And so let me turn that. Might learn one of my secrets. Anyways, so they assume that about all my clothes, but in reality, most of my clothes are from your everyday stores. I just try to pick good pieces and match them with good accessories that elevate them, or other pieces that are more expensive that help elevate the cheaper pieces. So I'm thinking about doing this video with a fake title to lure more people in and make it seem like they're coming for a luxury fashion haul, and in reality, trick you. And let me come around. Find out you're actually here for a Ross haul. Now, this is a little deceiving as well because it's not as much as this bag makes it look. I hate trying on in store. If I have a local store close by, then I'll just buy the sizes I think and return what doesn't work. So a little bit of a double deceitful, but yeah, so if I decide to do that, then you'll know that at this point based off the video title, or I may just put it up at the Ross haul and see which one, or maybe I'll do two different ones, same video, same haul, and see which one gets more views. I'll be curious to know what people are actually looking for more, because my luxury stuff usually gets more than my non-luxury stuff, so I'll be very curious. I think that's what I'll try. 2-for-1 content too. So I'm going to be back with the first piece, so I hope you enjoy it. Okay, hold on. I'm back with the first outfit, and I got deceived. On the hanger, I thought this was a dress, but it's actually a jumpsuit or jumper. I don't know how y'all want to call this. It's pants. It's a pants. So, yeah. So it's a denim dress, or I guess it's not a dress, but it's what I thought. It has like this really nice collar. Kind of has like an old-fashioned vibe. I wouldn't wear, obviously, my regular bra with it. I would wear a strapless bra, but I love the way it sits up on the collar like that. The little V-neck. It's got these buttons. Let me pull this down. I'm short, sorry. So it's got these buttons here. And then, you come back, and so it looks like I said, I thought it was a dress, but in reality, it's pants. So they're just very wide leg. But I love that. That's actually even better for me. Means makes it slightly more accessible for me at work. But it's super lightweight, so it's a thin denim. I would obviously steam out the wrinkles. That's the other thing I think people forget that, or don't want to take the time to do, is iron or steam their clothes. That alone can make your clothes look more expensive if you take the time to do that. So something like this would all of a sudden look way more expensive than it is. And I'm not saying it's going to look luxury. I'm not saying that at all. But it'll look like you spent more than Ross prices on it. I can guarantee you that. And like, that's just, I love the collar of it. That's really what drew me in, was the collar. It has kind of a 50s vibe to it, to the old dresses back then. But yeah, so this is a size small. So I got a small and a medium, and the small seems to fit fine. It's got a lot of room. So if I take it with me to Italy and London, if the weather's warm enough, I can eat all the pasta I want and not have any concerns there. So yeah, that's the back of it. Like I said, I won't wear my regular bra with it. It's even very stretchy under here if you had like a wider, sorry, didn't mean to give you all that whole view, but like, I've never seen a dress have that flexibility there. or an outfit, so that's different. But yeah, so I think this was, cost this, I know it's the small. Let me step aside into the mirror. Yeah, so this was $19.99. So, but yeah. Yeah, I think this is a definite keeper for sure. Love this. And I'll steam this up. So I'll be back with item number 2. Okay, so update. I did try on the medium just to, this is a small here. I did try on the medium just to see, and I'm going to keep the medium. It fits the same through like here down, I feel like, but the back, it looks a little smoother, you know. If you have a little bit of roll like that, it just smoothed that area out. Without making it look like it was too big. It's very minimal difference in the size. I'd say that's basically the only difference between the sizes, just maybe hair width wider in the back. Otherwise, fits the same through here, and down here. I don't feel like I gained a ton of fabric here. I don't feel like, although I might go back and double check that. But I don't feel like I gained extra fabric here to make it look too big. So yeah. No, I didn't. And it looks even more like a dress even with that. So, but yeah, and it's got pockets, so woo. Anyways, I decided to go with the medium. Just wanted to update. Okay, so item number 2 is on. So I would style this a couple different ways, and it's not the top. So this is my Chanel little beaded top. I've had this, and this is just one of the ways I would maybe style it. But anyways, I bought this black satin skirt with a lace bottom, because you know lace is still super in, gonna be in for a while. And I would just pair it with like a black t-shirt and maybe a pair of black heels if I wanted to keep it a little bit slightly more formal, even with the t-shirt. Like, let me grab a pair real quick. I'm not grabbing any pair in particular, although I could grab these just to show. So I could either do like, watch out, Cocos. Could do like with a black heel like this, you know, somewhat casual, somewhat not, kind of throws it off a little bit, that kind of look. Or I could make it a little bit more wild and fun and throw in a pair of leopard print. Which is probably what I would do more for the heel choice. I think that just brings a different look to it. You could also do a sweater, an oversized sweater if you want, but for spring, summer, I would obviously do the t-shirt look. And I also have this same Chanel shirt in a white, which I think would also pair really nice with this. And maybe, not sure what shoes I would be thinking of that, but another look to go for with this, maybe not these, with different shoes, would be some combat boots. I think that would really, with the lace detail, just give it like a hard, edgy look. But yeah, just like real quick, I would probably do this little leopard print bag. And then, let's see, what color bag would I grab with this? If I wanted to stick with the Chanel theme, I could grab my Chanel purse, or since I have leopard print on, you kind of have to narrow down, but I think this could also look really cute. And do the tonal, bring in the brown into the purse from the brown of the leopard print. So yeah, this is kind of what I would wear, how I would wear this. If I had a slightly more oversized black t-shirt, that would probably be more ideal, but I don't, and I'm not going to go out and buy just a plain black t-shirt just to have it. So, or I could wear a black turtleneck, more of a tucked in look if I wanted it to be more like formal, but this is how I think I would just rock this. But yeah, so skirt was again Ross. Now I can tell the difference between satin I get in Italy and satin I get here. The quality is nowhere near the same. But like I said, I think it's all in how you make it look, on what people assume, because people assume all my clothes are super expensive, and they're not. Most of my clothes, the bulk of my wardrobe is TJ Maxx, Ross, and a little Burlington thrown in there. And then the rest is the more expensive Italian boutique or luxury brand stuff That is not those in things are not the bulk, the normal everyday wear. It's all in how you style it and how you make it look. Like I said, styling it is what's going to make people think it's more expensive than it is. It could have no logo here, and people are going to assume different things by the way you style it. And these are not luxury shoes. This is Jessica Simpson. So yeah, that's what I would do here. This was in the junior section, so I definitely know it's a medium. Yes, it is. And it was $15.99. So, matter of fact, I looked for a dress or a skirt like this when I was in Italy. And while I found a satin dress of chocolate brown with lace trim up here, I never found it with the lace trim at the bottom like I was looking for. And I would have liked this to have been a little longer. And if I had gone for a large, I could have probably sat it on my hips a little lower. And that works fine too, but I like mine up a little higher. And then, because I do want to do it, we definitely with a combat boot. So, anyways, we'll be back with the next piece here shortly. Okay, so back and next outfit, next item. I did try these on. So normally I'm a size 6 in jeans, and I saw they had Spanx white jeans. More of a trouser style, but it was still supposed to be like a denim, but more trouser-like. So, yeah, I saw Spanx, and then I saw Spanx clothing is not cheap. I don't know if y'all ever noticed that, but then they had it for $9.99. I mean, what? Of course I'm going to pick up a pair. Like, who wouldn't? I mean, I don't even know what the retail on these would have been. Stretch twill, cropped, wide leg, bright white. So anyways, that kind of material you usually size up. So I got a size 8, right? Well, a medium. I got a medium. I should have got a large. While they fit, they are slightly snugger than I am more comfortable being in. I know I would just be sitting there fiddling all day, even though they fit. I just would not be comfortable in them all day. All day I would be self-conscious. Oh my God, is it showing a little roll here or whatever, because it's a hair snugger than I'm comfortable in. Honestly, the large might have been too big, but I would have rather had a slightly baggy look versus slightly too fitted. But it had these cute little button here for the pocket, and it is functional and on both sides, so like it made a nice little trouser. It was the perfect length, so I wouldn't have had to get it hemmed, which is almost something I have to do with every pair. It looked nice in the butt, and I don't have much of a butt, so that was nice. But it came down to being just slightly too small. I should have picked up a large while I was there, especially for this price. But also, as I was trying them on, I was like, I have a pair of white denim cropped wide leg pants that, do I really need another pair? And, you know, or because what made me pick it up was Spanx clothing for $9.99. And I was like, even though I knew I had a pair of white wide leg denim trousers, but I guess the universe spoke in that it was not my normal fit, so it's going back. But this cute little shirt is gonna stay. See if I can get it to lower just a little. Yeah, so it's just got a girl on there in wide leg pants, which is also my favorite style, with her little purse, flowers, and she says Paris and a couple of rhinestones, so that's nice. These are my current jeans. They're nothing special. I think I got them at Costco, matter of fact. Another place I do sometimes get clothing. Not very often. I do get a lot of my denim there, though. Not all of it, but a good chunk of it. Like a classic, just straight leg one is great from Costco usually. But yeah, so this is just a cute little shirt. And then the last item, I don't need to turn off the camera. Kind of tried it on in store, but I had a sweatshirt on. So I wanted to try it on with a piece of clothing I would normally wear it with. Like a lightweight long sleeve, not a sweatshirt, to make sure the small was not going to be, because while it fit in the store, it was like not the same like looseness I would have liked. So I wanted to see it with how I would normally wear it. And yeah, so it's just a chocolate brown suede fringe. So like fringe is really big this season. And I was like, oh. And they only had a small and large left, so I was like, well, let me try the small. I'm typically a small, but I usually size up in jackets, but I think this will be fine because there's no buttons or anything to close it, so it's not meant to be fitted, so it's meant to be open and loose. So I think this is actually perfect. And this was the most expensive item of any of the items I bought. The t-shirt was only $11.99. The pants, like I said, were $9.99. Those are going back. The skirt was $15.99. And I was smart and I did pick it up in a large, like I said I would have normally done for the length, for it to be a little longer. And while it was a little longer, it was also a little wider in the hips. And so it puffed out here because it was too big. And so it looked sloppy instead of clean. So I'd rather have just a slightly shorter hem length. I mean, when I say hem length, it was still here. Y'all saw that. Then too big here where I'm fighting for it to stay up. But yeah, so, and then the dress, or the pant thing that I thought was a dress, was $19.99, and this is $32, I believe. I'll look at the receipt again. But yeah, like I said, this was a size small. There was only a large and small left, so evidently everybody else really liked it. And you get like the seasonal thing that doesn't have to be expensive. So anything that's like really trendsetter that I know is not always my style, I'm not going to spend the higher dollar on from Italian made or luxury. If I don't, you know. Now if I wear this for a few years and I'm still in love with it and it starts to go, I might put in more money for a nicer quality one that would last longer. But for something right now that I don't know that I'd wear past 1 or 2 years of trends, because it's in trend, $32 is right where I want to be. But yeah, so this was, not that the others all have many brands, but sometimes people know the Philosophy Company clothing brand. Size small, and the price was $32.99. So, yeah. So not too bad of a haul. Only returning 1, 2, 3, 4 things. Most of them were duplicates, except for these. And universe spoke to me. I didn't need them. So I hope y'all really enjoyed this video. I haven't done one like this before of like my everyday clothing. Like I said, most people want to watch luxury, and I get that. That's what I like to watch on people too. I watch Cassie and Tamara, but I also like Josie, the British girl who does a lot of like H&M and stuff, and like me who has a few good Zara pieces, and everybody trashes Zara, but if you find the good pieces, they're good. So that's my thing. Also, there's good stuff on Amazon too. So anyways, yeah. Thanks for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm going to test that out. And I think I'm going to do 2 videos. One with the real, like, announcing it's a Ross clothing haul. And then one with, like, a fake luxury haul title. And see which one does better. I'm sure people will clock out real quick when it's not luxury. But I am curious, like, which one's going to get more views initially, at least. So, see y'all later. Bye.